How are you doing today? In fact, I want to start by saying that I have authored a letter to the Honorable Seth McKeel, who is our state representative, and the others in our delegation, requesting that we have specific legislation about bullying. And the reason for that is it's time to be an upstander and not a bystander, as our bus says. We certainly appreciate this bus. We appreciate Digitech's work. But it's time for us to say enough is enough. Bullying should not be a criminal event, but we must have sanctions. We must give the school boards and the students that we serve some help. And here's how I propose that we do that. We have specific legislation that says, hey, school system, you have infrastructure in place. We know that most bullying is going to either begin at school or end up there at some point in time. We want the legislature to say that we're going to provide resources and funds. We're not going to ask you to do this alone, so that you can have after-school suspensions, so that you can provide for anti-bullying classes, anger management classes, so that when you hear or see bullying in school as a school administrator, you have the tools you need and you're appropriately funded so that you can make a difference, so that you can call the bully in and say, let me see your electronic device, let me see your cell phone. I can see that you're bullying, so I'm just going to keep this cell phone, and I'm going to keep it, and you're going to go to discipline classes that's going to teach you how not to bully. And once you complete those classes, then we're going to give you your phone back. And oh, by the way, we also need legislation that allows the schools to hold this and indemnify the school so that some parent can't sue for loss of use of the instrument, or they damaged the instrument, or they lost the instrument. We've got to get tough on bullying, and we've all got to be responsible. That's why we have a lot of folks here today. We have 3 of our commissioners here, and I want to turn that over to Commissioner Dantzler to speak for just a second. But please understand that law enforcement believes that we need to be tough on bullying. We equally believe that it doesn't need to be a criminal event on the front end. It needs to be a discipline event, and that we need to provide the resources that the school system needs to make that happen. Now, as we go forward, we're going to talk about part of our advertisement and part of our campaign in Polk County. And that's what's so absolutely wonderful about this county. When the people in this community see a need, they respond, and that's what we have here today. So with that, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Dantzler.
It's raining, so it's my turn. Very good. My name is Todd Dantzler, and I'm the chairman of the Polk County Commission, and I want to thank everyone for coming out here today. The Polk County Board of County Commissioners is honored to be a partner with Sheriff Judd and the Sheriff's Office on this mobile messaging declaring Polk County a bully-free zone. I want to thank the folks from Digitech Graphics for their contribution to making this idea into a reality that you see before us. Digitech's the one who did the wrap. They also did our Purple Heart Bus wrap as well. So they do outstanding work. So I want to thank them for their leadership on that. Collaboration between the Board of County Commissioners and the Sheriff on a tremendous project like this shows how dedicated that we are about reducing the nationwide problem of bullying right here in our backyard. We realize it's going to take a partnership to make the differences in our community. Everyone here has a responsibility to help build a better Polk County. The cooperative effort is a giant step in that direction. It doesn't end here though. It's up to all of us to take this message on the bus to heart and be there for the children of Polk County. I'd like to recognize Commissioner Smith if you'd come forward with a couple of remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Dantzler. And I also want to thank the Sheriff for raising this bullying effort to a new level. It's necessary. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. Before I became a county commissioner, I was in the school system, as a matter of fact. I was Dean of Students at Auburndale High School for 10 years, and before that I had been Dean of Students at Stanball Middle School. I know some of you know what a Dean of Students does. We do discipline. And an awful lot of my time as Dean of Students doing discipline, matter of fact, was tied up with nothing more than bullying. It happened, and it happened a lot. You know, bullying starts out as kidding, then it goes to teasing, and then teasing goes to bullying. And what we need to do is to raise the whole issue of teasing and kidding and bullying to a level that at least parents are aware, and parents know that it's going on and know what their kids are doing. This bus going around Polk County is going to tell parents, listen, pay attention to what's going on with your kids. Listen to what's being said. Know what they're doing. Now, of course, I would be on the phone and I would call a parent and I'd say, Mrs. Jones or Mr. Jones, guess what happened? Your son or your daughter, and it's not limited to boys, I'm telling you right now, it's boys or girls and girls. It's not limited to whites or blacks or Hispanics or anybody else. It covers a whole gamut, this whole thing does. Usually the result, not usually, but many times the result was that somebody got poked in the nose. That's what happens. But unfortunately, sometimes it does not. And the kid really winds up getting hurt by this whole thing. And it doesn't need to be. But what we need to do is raise the bullying issue to the level that the parents know what's going on. And again, I compliment the sheriff for his efforts and everybody involved with this so we can get attention and to certainly to avoid the issues we had with the young lady who lost her life. That's the tragic end of it all. So I want to thank everybody for being here, and I want to thank everybody involved with raising this issue, the Citrus Connection, the Sheriff, Board of County Commissioners, and everybody involved. And also, of course, the Polk County Board of Public Instruction, too. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you. My name is Paul Simmons. I'm the manager of Polk County Transit Services. I appreciate you all taking the time to come out here today. This bus is a Polk County Board of County Commissioners bus. It will be servicing the Winter Haven area transit routes in Winter Haven, Haines City, Lake Wales, Auburndale, Bartow. It is a fixed route transit bus. It will transverse through the entire system. So at some point in time in the east part of the county, you'll see this bus rolling down the roads.